All right, welcome back to the Sooner Surge, and we got another edition of the Sooner Surge at 6 today. But before we get started, make sure hit the subscribe button for sure, so you can be updated on our daily and, like I said, daily content that we'll be producing. So make sure and subscribe. But before we get started, what's going on, Germ? What's going on out there today?
Yeah, we're getting ready for an in-home visit here. We got my 13-year-old son, Traber here, 8-year-old Sawyer. We've been watching some of these baby Gronk videos, so I think we got something special here in the mix at the Lusk house. So see what they got going on. Going to throw some tracking receiver routes here. Boomer! I think we got something special here. Yeah, what's topic today, Jay?
Well, the topic is recruiting, and specifically, I don't know if you've seen, obviously, the baby Gronk videos. I think most people have seen him. This kid that's 8 years old, I believe now, his dad's really pushing him on social media, on YouTube, and how he's going to be the next best thing. Uh, and you got, I think I saw Josh Heupel had a official visit, or maybe not official because he's not old enough, but a visit with a fourth grader that came to Tennessee last week or something on a visit. I don't know, something like that. But we've seen that as it's getting younger and younger with people, with these players, and just especially the baby Gronk stuff. I mean, it's kind of crazy that. And I saw an interview with his dad, he's really the main guy pushing this, and his dad said he wants his son to be a millionaire by the time he's a senior in high school, whether or not he's playing football or not by then. Basically saying he's using this to pump up his social media presence in case football doesn't work out. But I mean, Jeremy, just your thoughts on that whole stuff.
Look, I'm a father of 3 boys, and I wish we could get some in-home visits. I know we were just playing around there earlier. I wish I could get an in-home visit, but really, would it mean anything at this point? I know it might on the kids, and I agree with the dad. You want to get your son set for life, but this whole recruiting it's changing. It's changed since NIL. We see a lot of things happening in the recruiting world even now with guys who seem to be committed, but then there's a lot of things that can change. So young of an age, I'm not necessarily agreeing with. I know Tom Brady, guys. Tom Brady played flag football until he was in high school. Someone else, J.J. Watt, right, came out about the whole baby Gronk thing and said, not until high school do guys need to be thinking about the recruiting and things like that. So even some of these top players that have played so much, done so much for the game, are in disagreement with starting so young. And it's kind of becoming this way in all sports.
Yeah, and I know of some players that in AAU basketball per se that are great players at say age 10, but you know what? Their body, they don't continue to grow at a certain level, and so they don't grow to be 6'8", 6'9". And so at age 8, how do you really know how big baby Gronk's going to be, and he's going to be that? Or they're calling him baby Gronk playing tight end and stuff. It's just like it's just at age 8, you still got 10 years before you graduate high school to even be going to college, right?
Yeah, and I don't want to bash the kid too much or the parent too much, but because I could say some things on some videos I've watched, but I'm not going to do that. But you're right. I mean, I coach. Kids peak sometimes at junior high level. And the other thing is some kids don't peak until their senior year. They come out of nowhere. So there's just a lot of things that maybe could be changed with that. But I know we got big time recruit things happening at OU, this
This weekend.
weekend. I know we're going to be putting some content out on that. So you guys stay tuned on that. But yeah, who would you say, Jay, is the biggest recruit from a young age? Because there's not a whole lot I remember of a guy who got recruited maybe even as a freshman. I know we've offered a couple of sophomores this year, right, in the class. So I mean, who can you
Yeah, I
think?
don't, I don't know. I mean, when I think of maybe biggest recruits even at OU, obviously, I mean, the big names and stuff, but like you said, the guys that you're looking at for, and we watch a lot of high school football, Jeremy. I mean, the guys that you see as a freshman, you're like, there's been plenty of these guys that you're like, this guy's going to be a stud, and then where are they as a senior? I mean, I sometimes even from that 4 year difference, they either go up or down tremendously. So in their just development. And so I don't know. The whole thing on the whole recruiting has changed. Even with Twitter, guys. Twitter, I mean, it didn't used to be you didn't know when a guy went and oh, y'all hear me?
I can now. I lost you for a minute.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just recruiting has changed tremendously. So, what are you kind of your, I think it's going to continually change though. And I don't even know what the next steps are in it, but now there's more visits that you can take as well.
Yeah, I
So,
think I think when you set the precedent at recruiting at such a young age, is it going to just keep getting younger? I mean, I think that's the problem with this, with the baby Gronk example, and even other ones. And you're going to have to pull offers because guys aren't what they are. But the whole commitment thing, I think the word commitment may need to be changed, because what does that really mean? And it's not just kids, Jay, it's coaches. Look at coaches who sign verbal commitments and contracts, written contracts, and then they're out of them the next year because they go elsewhere. I just think some of that stuff is blown
that's
way out of
never going
proportion.
to change though. That's never
It's
going
not
to
going
change.
to change. But
Yeah, I just think the whole, uh, like we're talking about with this topic with Baby Gronk, and I think it was maybe even Alabama that offered a kid a while ago that's like a real young age. So I don't know. It's just thoughts. We just kind of wanted to bring it up as thoughts and see what our listeners thought about the whole Baby Gronk situation and the young people that are getting recruited at such an early age. So just kind of your thoughts on it. But the main thing is we got a huge recruiting weekend for Oklahoma, like we said, this weekend and next weekend with Champ U Barbecue. So two massive weekends in a row that we're going to hopefully get some commitments out of. And like Jeremy said, we're going to have some videos coming out about these weekends from our recruiting guys that really cover it. Because me and Jeremy, we're fans of stuff, but we don't cover it closely. There's just too much going on with recruiting for me to cover. So we have guys that are more involved with that. They'll be putting out some videos, so make sure you subscribe so you can see those. They will be out. I know probably after today. There's a lot going on with OU today. So, Jeremy, anything else?
no, yeah. Make sure you subscribe and comment on if you think the recruiting world has kind of gone overboard with recruiting at such young ages. But appreciate you guys listening. Make sure you subscribe. Until next time, Boomer.
Boomer.